have some basic shapes in our documents. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I'm also going to show you how to do some, how to put pictures into shapes. Our basic shapes that we start with, I believe it's the rectangle frame tool is what we start with. And to use that, you just do a click and drag. You've seen that before probably. I do have this border around the outside of it. It's the text wrap. If I want to turn that off, I can just go up here. And then of course I can put a color inside of it if I need to. Another basic shape that you can get, if you click and hold, would be your ellipse tool. So I can do a click and drag, or if I wanted a perfect circle or a perfect rectangle for that matter, meaning a square, I would hold the shift key and then do a click and drag. And now I have the perfect circle. In addition to that, we have the polygon frame tool. So I can do a click and drag to make a polygon, but that's only a 3-sided polygon, right? If you were wanting to make a shape with a specific number of sides, and you could do this with the circle and the rectangle tool, by the way, pretty much all of the tools over here, you can do a single click and it's going to bring up a dialog box for you so that you can choose and place your settings on here. So maybe I want to have 5 sides, and then I can make my dimensions approximate to what I think I want them to be. So there's a basic shape for you. There's some of your basic ones. You've also got a line tool, but if you just draw like a bunch of lines and try to connect them, they're not going to actually fill and make a shape. So it's not like you could go and grab all of these and then group them and then fill in. That it doesn't work like that. The line tool would just be for creating some basic rules so that you could draw in a reader's eye across a page. If you want to have a little more of advanced shapes, you can use the pen tool. The pen tool is pretty advanced, a little confusing for people, but I'll give you a quick rundown. Anytime you single click, you're going to be making what's called an anchor point. And then as soon as you go, I'm just moving my mouse to a new spot, and then I'm going to single click again. So I can make a basic shape like that. I can go back and move it. That part's really easy. I can go back and move anchor points that I've put down. So I use my direct selection tool to do that. And I can click and drag. I am grabbing directly, the point of the arrow is directly on top of that anchor point. So I can move and manipulate my shape so that whatever I need to go to be moved around, I can make happen. I just grab the text wrap. I didn't mean to do that. So you can see how sensitive it is for grabbing and making shapes. All of these shapes that I've drawn, I can place an image inside of them. So I'm going to use this wonky shape that I made. And I'm going to go to my file menu and choose place. I'm going to choose an image to put inside of there. I'm going to hit open and okay. And there's my image inside of there. And then whatever my shape is, obviously I can have things wrapped around that. It's a pretty big number there. It looks a little bit weird. Can I bring this down at all? Oops, that didn't seem to do anything. I must have the wrong box. At any rate, you start to get the idea of how you can have a shape and you can make things go around it. One thing I do want to point out, anytime you have an image that you have placed on a page, you can always make it smaller, right? So I can grab this corner, hold my shift key to keep it proportional, and I can make my image smaller. The one thing you don't want to do is have an image that you place on your page and then enlarge it. You always want to create the original image or photograph so that it's at least the exact size that you're going to be using it on the page of your layout. So you can always make things smaller on your layout, but as soon as you make things more than 15% larger than the original image was when it was placed in the image, then you're going to have pixelated images. So let me back up a step here to reiterate my point. I'm not sure that you'll be able to see it on here. But if I go to File, Place, I don't have anything clicked on, right? No picture boxes. If I go to File, Place, and I choose a picture, let's see if this one will work. Okay. I never want to do a click and drag to place my image. That's always gonna change how my image acts on the page. You always want to do just a single click to place your image. Look at how much smaller that is. Now, honestly, this is a very high resolution image, so it would take a lot to get it to look pixelated. But this is the no-no that I'm talking about. If I want to enlarge this whole picture, holding my Command and Shift and doing a click and drag, that's a big no-no. We do not want to make pictures when we place them in InDesign. We do not want to click and drag to enlarge them.